Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and I did a thing. And my doorbell's probably about to ring because, oh, nope, he just threw the box on the doorstep. Great. Uh, UPS just came, and he could see me standing here looking like a weirdo. So, we're doing something a little different because I may have done a thing. I purchased a flatbed knitting machine. This is an LK 150. It handles yarn from I've seen everybody say it can handle sock yarn. We'll see. Up through light worsted weight. So it's a middle of the road machine here. I did a thing. So I, number one, need to get this upstairs because I don't think I have a table down here. It's gonna hook onto. Plus, if I want to do anything when Troy's trying to watch TV and stuff, the carriage going back and forth will probably make too much noise. But we're gonna do this kind of vlog style. Hence the naked mole rat, no glasses, no makeup, no hair. Yeah, I am going to try to clear some floor space up in the frog for now. If I don't think I can do it in the frog, we'll go into the yarn room. But either way, I've got to make floor space for my cutting table because that's the only table I think I can set this up on right now. And then we'll unbox this puppy. All right, I'm not one of those kitty girls who is going to show myself bending over cleaning up my mess, but we're going to set up in the frog. Number one, less mess. I know this looks bad. Less mess. Floor space right here. So I just need to move the Addy probably across the hall. I'm going to restack all my Addy supplies over there, put them in this box, and set them in their corner. So since y'all were in here last, we have totally redesigned the purpose of this room. That's still there from last year. Yes, I know. I was supposed to make hats and scarves this year, and I haven't. But I have my 3 totes of things I wanted to do on the Addy. Maybe some of these get played with on the flatbed. We'll see. I don't have much time because I still have Project Christmas Blanket left to finish. I know you're sick of hearing about it, but Project Christmas Blanket, we do have progress. I can't wait to share next week. But this week, this is what we're talking about. So my husband wanted a space to be able to play guitar. This is supposed to be a family room, not just a Carrie room. I have 2 craft rooms. Fight about in the comments, but this room has a TV, which I don't have in either of the craft rooms. All I have is my phone and maybe a laptop. So I like working in here. I can work on the sofa, which is very comfortable for me. I have my cutting table, which is back behind my ladder because every floor of the house has to have a step ladder for me. I don't have a whole lot to clean in here in order to set up. These are some boxes Troy bought. I will actually probably steal one of these for the tools. This should be fairly easy to clean. I'm going to take you across the hall because y'all haven't seen the yarn room in a while. I have trashed it. And I am not saying I sort of kind of have trashed it. I mean, I have epically trashed my craft room this year. So we have the Premier Anti-Pilling Gray that I bought. I needed some more gray. I have a bunch of pretty colors still here I want to use. I needed a neutral. We have some of the joining yarn for the donation blankets, extra squares. My Halloween blanket is in these 3 containers. We just finished this blanket. This is what remains of the yarn. Leftovers, things I meant to review and things I needed for joining blankets. things for joining blankets and Project Christmas blanket, plus squares to be joined, stuff from the Cato review. Mess. Just everywhere in here is mess. So maybe after Project Christmas blanket, in order to reset for the new year, I will set up my tripod like in the doorway and we'll do like a 2-day cleaning extravaganza in here. Maybe I'll come up with some funny way to voice over it or something, but oh my great googly moogly, I have so much stuff to do. It's not even funny. But because this is trashed and like a lot of this and this will be used for the last blanket. This is for another project now. These are all joining yarns. Those are all joining yarns. I can see the forest for the trees. I just don't want to fool with it today because I'm just not in the headspace for it. So we will work in the frog. We will set this up. I warned Troy this morning that I may set up in here and he's like, go ahead. You know, he can work around my table. So I am either going to find an audiobook, a podcast, or something on the TV, entertain myself while I get all of this taken care of. And I will check back in with you when I go to bring the knitting machine up here. Okay, well, side quest. I'm not sure where my rack that I used last year for the how much yarn can I use in a month series. I'm not sure where my other AV rack went. So went out to the garage, cleared this one, but you know, the garage, she'd be dirty. So I am going to have to take a few minutes here in the kitchen to scrub-a-dub-dub. So I'm sure you may have wondered, why is the AV cart so critical? Yes, that is why it is so critical. I am a beverage collector. Right now, especially, I need some caffeine. And this needs to be clear for the knitting machine, my Swift, and my baller. So, up and down, up and down. I've got one more trip up and down the stairs. And we will be able to get to the unboxing. No, nothing is neat. Until I start getting stuff used, things will not be neat. So, we're going to start using. To be fair, I kind of wish I just continued filming this setup because this took me like 2 minutes. So I haven't clamped it down to the table. As I kept indicating, my table's too short. So I will eventually have to do something different. I think this will be fine for now, but we have the mast. These are the little tension wheels. This is, you know, how the yarn feeds up and down and everything. So all the feeder stuff is done. I still don't know what these two little pieces are. So if you were wondering if the LK51 is easy to set up, oh my gosh, this was easy to set up. Now, next is going to be, you know, clamping it and trying to make sure that I can knit on it, that everything's okay. I do know how to do an cast on, and I want to at least do a swatch that's the entire length of the machine just to make sure all of my needles are working properly and stuff. So I need to figure out, I think you put everything in position B. It's listed right here on the side very conveniently, A, B, C, D. I think it's everything needs to be in position B or C in order to be knit. I do understand how to do short rows. You flip this little doohickey up here, bring your needles that you're stopping at to D position, which is all the way out. So that's like B, C, and then D. And these are just little latch hooks. Like if you've never looked at one of these before. Really, really cool. This has been like 2 years of research to decide to invest. I will have a link on Amazon for this machine, but the price varies from $200 to $650 or $400 to $650, depending on who you're buying it from. So like this was a conscientious, like I wanted to make an investment, but I really wanted to know what I was getting into before I bought one. So yeah, I am going to get this clamped down. I'm going to look in the instruction book some more. I did find a podcast. I'm going to catch up on that chapter. I will leave their channel link down below. If you like, crime commentary. So anyway, on to the next. Oh my great giddy aunt, you guys. I didn't want to go downstairs and get my Swift and my baller, so I just grabbed a thing of mandala off the shelf in the yarn room. Every single stitch, all the way down, works. I also have a whole bunch of extra weights that I used on the Addy, so I am definitely... So the machine came with 2 of these hanging weights and 3 bar weights, which is just enough to do the entire length. So the 2 that it came with, and then I added 3 more of the claw weights just to give it some extra weight. I may actually go ahead and just move these claw weights up onto the work because I'm going to be honest, this is starting to make me a little bit nervous that I'm going to lose my stitches, but guys, it's working. Every single stitch. Oh my goodness. I did do an E-wrap cast on instead of a fast cast on, which is basically you bring out all the needles and you loop the yarn around every single one. I wasn't going to film that. And I really wasn't positive that I was going to be able to get any type of yardage here. I've done 14 rows. So I've got my overhead tension dial set to 5. I've got my manual dial set to 6. I guess that's some sort of grease. And here we are knitting away, you guys. Oh my goodness, you guys, I did it. So I'm not going to turn this into anything. This was just basically a giant swatch for me to practice with. So 1 entire cake of cupcake at a size 6 tension. It's a fairly loose knit here. I mean, there's just no way around that. I think that's a little too thin for a baby blanket even. The top tension is set to 5, and it was 156 rows to do the whole cupcake. I probably should have just set y'all up on the stand over here. But look, it's a whole knitted flat piece. It's a whole piece. And like the tension and everything doesn't look horrible. It's just too loose of a gauge, that's all. So, of course now it doesn't want to zoom in. Obviously this would be unblocked because literally I just dropped it off the machine, but clearly it's even stretched. It's if you take the stretch out of it and just think like how loose that is overall, like that's too loose for like a baby blanket or anything. That would work for like flouncy sweater, but I'm so excited it worked. I need to take a break. I need to go downstairs and put sheets on the bed. Put sheets on the bed and eat some lunch and make dinner and all that stuff. So I will check in with you guys in a bit. Okay, so I've been trying to recast on. I've got the tension set up right. I know the tension is right for what I want this yarn to turn into. I cannot get it cast on again. I am going to try one more time tonight. We'll see what happens. But I re-looked up how to do the e-cast on. I think I know what I was doing wrong. Let's see. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. So, this little flipper right here was flipped into the wrong position. It's been an hour and a half. I finally have a swatch. Well, it's not really a swatch. It's going to be a cowl. But I had like this tiny little partial ball left. But I wanted to run through here and kind of see what the stitch density felt like. Once I get this off and everything, this will become a cowl just because I picked a width that I can sew together. I'll trim the edge manually, do something fun with it. But I'm going to take a gauge swatch out of this because I have a couple of different colorways of this yarn, and having worked with it so much, I don't think any of them have been particularly off from each other. So this is Candy Shop from Premier. It's an old discontinued yarn. And I'm going to bind this off tomorrow because I don't know how to bind off. Pippin says it's ready for his treat. It's 8:30. I've been up since 3. I took a 20-minute nap in the midst of everything. But yeah, so I did get something through here. I did get a completed piece. I will bind it off tomorrow after I take Pippin to his vet appointment. Tomorrow being Thursday, which means y'all will see this day of. But once I bind off, I will check back in with you guys. It works. I don't think the learning curve is going to be mega steep, but I definitely think this is going to be a learning curve. So anticipate some, like baby blankets that are hand finished, scarves. I do know how to increase and decrease. So I might try to do like a triangular shawl. Start at like one end to let it grow all the way down the length of the board and then bring it back up or wherever 50% hits. I also can do a stole because that's just a giant scarf. But yeah, so all in all, I'm happy with it. It is definitely going to be a learning curve for next year. I was hoping maybe to do the last blanket on here, like basically making a bunch of scarves and then sewing them together. So we'll see how I feel about that. I'm worried that might slow me down. Anyway, I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. It'll be more the reality of the world. The reality of my day to day. But they're both in here going crazy. So I need to go get them their nighttime treats, take a shower, and head to bed. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the morning. Hey guys. So if you are watching this the day I upload it, today I am finally getting up here. Yeah, so I rewatched the video of how to bind off one hook at a time. And I'm going to bind off the cowl from last night. And then I'm going to try to make a project, probably a shawl. I'm going to try to do a triangle shawl where I knit 2 rows, increase a stitch, knit 2 rows, increase a stitch, knit 2 rows, increase a stitch. And we'll see how that goes. And I'd like to use most of the bed, if not all of the bed. So, fingers crossed. I'll keep trying to check in. I'm not going to finish the shawl today. There's just no way that's going to happen before I need to upload this. Because, like I said, today's today. And it's already noon. Pippin had his doctor's appointment this morning. The physical exam was fine and everything. But we're waiting on the blood work. Like, that's normal. But, like, I had life, adult. I'm in charge of things. Somebody let me grow up and put me in charge of things. So, I am going to get to work here. I'll check in with you guys in a minute. I got it off. The cast off is super tight. So, I don't know if I did something wrong or not. This will still sew in the back and be fine. But you can see the difference. There's also some like edge O's that I made. But you can see the difference in the width there. Part of that's also, it's stretched from being on the machine. So I'm going to let this chill. I will actually sew it up and then probably pop it in the washer. Or I might go ahead and trim it. I don't know. We'll see. It needs a trim because we're working in stockinette. So we have a bunch of curling. So anyway, I'm having fun with this, you guys. I promise I'm stressed because it's learning a whole bunch of new things. Like I'm doing things I've never done before this way. Hand knitting I've got a handle on. This is a little bit different. The mechanics of this are a little bit different. So, but let's see. I've got like an hour and a half here. Let's see what I can get done. Okay. So it's been half an hour, not long. I'm increasing just fine. Everything's going well here. I am kind of wishing already that I'd done 4 rows in between the increases just to maximize the top band width there. But I'm going to border this too, so I have to remind myself, like, there'll be a border. I have 6 balls. This is just the candy shop from Premier again. I have 6 balls, so there we go. I am watching Supernatural. I restarted it season 1, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I won't get interrupted too many more times. I've already gotten 2 phone calls, and I'm probably going to get like a slew of text messages trying to figure out Thanksgiving scheduling, but we're going to keep trucking. I want to have an actual project instead of just a swatch that I'm going to turn into a project. I did forget to grab my notebook downstairs. I have a notebook that I want to use to write down the yarns that I'm using and what the settings are on the machine. So hopefully I can remember to grab that next time I'm downstairs, but I'm not going down there again just to do that. So I'm going to work for another hour. I'm going to give myself one more episode of Supernatural, see where we are. And then I'm going to go ahead and edit this, put it up tonight, because really this was about introducing the machine, that I got it, that I have one, that I'm going to play with it. Next year, I have some ideas, and we'll talk about that later. I'm going to make some notes, but I think next year we might make this the year of the sweater. This year turned into the year of the blanket. Maybe we can make next year of the sweater. I have a bunch of sweater quantities of different yarns and different fibers. I have some in lighter, worsted weight, some DK weight, some sport weight, and I do have some fingering weight that I want to play with. And I have seen some really cute, simple vest-like patterns. I don't mind hand finishing, like crocheting or knitting on a border by hand. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm really excited. I have some really fun ideas, and I want to play with those ideas so bad. I feel so crazy, but yeah, I'm very, very excited. So let's see what I can do in the next hour here. Then I will check back in with you guys. I hope you enjoyed this semi-vlog style thing. I'll try to do some more of these types of things. I know during the year or the month of how much yarn I can use, you guys like this content where it's just low-key, a bunch of bits of me just talking to you guys and checking in with you, and also Vlogmas. So we'll see. So excited. You can tell here, like, I can actually see. I'm so proud of myself. I can actually see I have not done my increase yet. Guys, where's my tool? I put my tool on the other side. Look. I can do 2. Oops. Well, I can't do this one-handed. Oh, poor Pea Pie's downstairs. He wants to go outside. So I'm going to take these 2, move them over 1, and then I'm going to pick up that purl bump and put it on this hook right here. But I need to push the... Oh, well, maybe I can do it this way. Maybe. I've got to get it behind the latch. Come on. Okay, look. I finally figured out the mechanics of moving 2 stitches easily. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so I went 2 episodes. Not gonna lie. But I have a beautiful wide width going here. We have a fairly long tail going. So we're at the table height is about 3 feet. So right now, if I stopped, we'd be 6 feet wide if I work my way back doing decreases. So I am going to keep on going. We'll keep on trucking to the end. Probably sometime in the next day or 2, but I need to get back to Project Christmas Blanket, to be honest, and I've got to get this all smushed together and ready to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed a 24 hours with my new toy. I love you guys. I look forward to seeing you real soon. Bye.